Are you a family caregiver wondering how to change your loved one's diaper? Is it wet and did it go onto the pad as well and you just don't know how to handle that? That's what we're gonna...
Did it leak through onto the pad as well?
Okay, better. Are you a family caregiver who's trying to change your loved one's adult diaper in bed? Are you a family caregiver trying to change your loved one's adult diaper in bed that leaked onto the pad underneath and you just don't know how to do that easily? That's what we're going to do today. I'm Nurse Karen and I've been an RN for the last 30 years, owning my own care home for the last 10 years, doing hundreds of bed changes. So let's go ahead and get started with that diaper change. So the first thing that I do for people that are bedbound is I go ahead and lower the head, but then I raise the feet just a little bit. And what that does is it keeps them up in the bed as you're turning back and forth for the brief change. Because the last thing you want to do is have to then pull them up in bed. We'll hit that topic on another video. So I like to try to leave them with some sheet for a little bit of privacy if possible. Means you might have to uncover from the bottom and leave it up there. But what we're going to do today is take the sheet off so that you can see what I'm doing easier. And my demo here is just wearing a brief over his pants so that we can go ahead and show you how to do this. So the first thing that I do is I would wear gloves. But for today's demonstration, we're going to skip the gloves. So I go ahead and undo the tabs on the brief on both sides. And then I will pull then what I do is have them go ahead and roll over to the side. And you roll all the way over. There we go. And then what I do is I take that wet pad and roll it underneath them. And for the demonstration today, I'm going to show you with the cloth pad as well. I usually put a disposable pad and a cloth pad. And I try to roll it into the center in the middle. Then I take the new pad and put that underneath, putting it underneath the wet one. If you put it on top, you'll get it wet. So make sure that all of the clean things go underneath the old one. Then I put the disposable one, same thing, I tuck that into the new pad, trying to keep everything at about belt height. Then I take the disposable brief, and same thing, it goes under the old one, but it goes on top of the new pads. And it needs to not be too high so that it will line up in the right part. Then I go around to the other side of the bed. Well, actually, I would take a wipe and go ahead and pull things down and wipe as well as I could. And then I go around to the other side of the bed so that I'm not reaching and pulling too much and hurting my back. And then I ask them to go ahead and roll all the way over the bump. Let's do one big roll over. And hopefully it can help you by holding on to the rail. That's why I have the rails up, is for their safety and also to make it something that they can help. And then I remove all of the old and then pull out the fresh, clean. And then I take out the old brief. I leave it in there until I get to this point because there's nothing worse than having them maybe go a little bit more and having it on your fresh, clean pads. So that's why I leave that until this stage. I get everything pulled out, ready to go on. And then I pull out the old one. And then I go ahead and have them roll back onto their back and pull up the new brief. Use the tabs, and the brief will fit a little bit better when you don't have it over a pair of shorts. And that's how I change the brief and the pads when you have a wet pad and a wet brief. So if you have more questions, make sure to check out my other videos, and I will look forward to seeing you there.